is going on, Duckers, on this very first episode of Decaf Decoy, where we're kind of starting from scratch. It's nice that I think there's like, what is it? 8,000 of you guys that already subscribed to the channel just based on the advertisements of like, hey, come check out this channel from the Decoy Voice channel. So I really appreciate you guys hopping on. It seems pretty cool that we can do live streams again without it impacting the regular channel as it sadly was. But it's kind of cool because right now we have, what is it, like 50 viewers, really big fans. So I appreciate you just taking time out of your Saturday to come hang out. Should be a short live stream, but I got a lot of stuff stacked up for today's episode. But it's just nice that we were getting up to about like 2,000 concurrent live streamers on Decoy Voice, and then sometimes we would hit up to like 5,000. So back to 50 to like, under 100 subscribers, or I'm sorry, not subscribers, live viewers on this channel. We can actually have like a discussion right here with live chat. I think I need to move this thing up a little bit. That makes sense. Okay, cool. So we can have these conversations a little bit more interactive. We're going to talk about the stories. We'll talk to you guys. I think I've seen some of like familiar faces like General Kale over here. Actually, no offense to anybody, but I feel like General Kale, I think I've seen Von Lit before, but a lot of you guys seem a little bit newer. Maybe it's just been the live chat and the other videos were just too fast that nobody could even see it. So yeah, you guys are the real ones, VW John. So, yeah, push the like button, try to get this out there. But let's just go ahead and get to the first topic, because let's get these topics out there and kind of see how we can figure out what the best flow of this is, because this is going to be chopped up into regular episodes where you can watch the videos and clips and then you guys can be there. What is it? General Kale says, when can we become members? I think I need to get monetized, which is something like 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, which I guess I can look right now to see how many watch hours I have based on the videos we have out. We have 2,000 watch hours so far. So we'll get to the monetization pretty quick, but you guys really don't need to be subscribed to this channel. This channel is just to be more of a conversational and have like hangout. I'm not trying to say give me money on Decoy Voice, but also give me money on Decaf Decoy, because I need more senseless stuff like this Roki Sasaki Japan World Baseball Classic jersey. Like, I'm already more than happy that you guys are willing to subscribe over on the Decoy Voice channel, so I appreciate that. This blank YouTube channel right here says, you should start the stream on both channels, then move the audience here with a raid at Decaf Decoy. That's actually a very smart idea. I just know whenever I try to do dual stream, it messes it up. Like, people want me on alternative platforms and Twitter and all that stuff, but I've just never personally gotten it able to work correctly. So I'm glad that you guys are here. You guys are like, yeah, you guys are the goats right now. 125 of you watching of the 8,000 people here. I guess we should try to figure out how we can do scheduling on this. But let's just go ahead and get to the first topic, because the first topic is pretty hilarious. It's Officer Tatum. Officer Tatum's at a Turning Point USA I don't know, call conference, speech, whatever it is, but you have him speaking at UC Davis, and all the universities of California, and I've gone to one, are very liberal. It's California, one of the bluest states in the country, and then also it's a college campus, so it's going to be a lot of liberal people, a lot of angry people, and then when they see somebody like Officer Tatum showing up, I don't think they know much about Officer Tatum. I just think that they know to be angry at him. I think that they've been told spooky things about him, but never sat down to watch a single episode of him. I think that I've had friends in California that have bad opinions about Officer Tatum, can't tell me a single thing about his channel or what he does. They just know he's a cop and he's a conservative. The same way that people treated Candace Owens, where I think Dave Chappelle said a whole bunch of negative things about Candace Owens, and I doubt that he knows a lot about her in the first place. But then I had friends in real life that are fans of Dave Chappelle. You know, he's a funny guy. I like what he does with comedy, and I liked the Chappelle Show when I was a kid. But I had friends that in turn had an entire opinion about Candace Owens, never having heard her speak for themselves. And it's ridiculous. And yeah, Space Marine says, take the trash out, Tatum. That's exactly what's happening here. So, okay, just, I don't want to, get too jerky, but you just have Ronald Reagan on a poster saying, the problem is not that the people are taxed too little, the problem that the government spends too much. Everybody should be able to get behind that if you're a taxpayer. If you're a taxpayer and you're sick of your wages going into underwater basket weaving in other countries, you should be upset about this. But no, they're useful idiots, NPCs, and possibly being paid to have signs called Bash Back. So they show up. Officer Tatum, a very large gentleman, trying to get the cops involved, saying, hey, they're doing like a phalanx charge towards our tent. The police should do something about this. There's a cab with a pig, angry pig right there, and you have an ex-cop and a large ex-cop. And in case you guys aren't aware, Officer Tatum is a former, I believe he's a collegiate football player. I think the last I saw, he was like a backup free safety, possibly strong safety, whatever. But you can see he was a SWAT officer. He was in I think it was a Tucson Police Department. He is a large, capable male of great violence, I'd imagine. None of these people dressed in black bloc hiding behind this giant homemade sign makes me think they can take on an Officer Tatum-like character, even with all 50 of them versus him. And they're about to find out very, very quickly. So I think he pushed him initially, but you don't see it on camera. And there's another angle that shows Officer Tatum wrecking this guy with a bike. This is probably the most YouTube-friendly version of this. Yeah, General Kale calls it Reddit muscles. Very true. Oh yeah, okay. Rebecca Kaplan says Tatum played for Arizona State. I believe that's a D1 college football program. He's legit. That person wearing, isn't this the white scarf? Isn't that the thing that is that Hamas? Is that what they wear, or is it just I know it's called. I'm not going to pronounce it wrong. I'm not going to pronounce it correctly. I'm not doing it out of disrespect. I'm doing it because I pronounce nothing correctly. But a kifayeh or whatever, kifayeh, I forget what it's called. Yeah. So this person right here, the blank account says, "What's Tatum's takes on Uvalde?" And the one thing I'll say about this is, he might have had a bad take about the Uvalde police when it came to the terrible thing that happened at that school. The one thing I would say with this is, I think it's still important to listen to people like Officer Tatum when regarding police incidents. I think it's important to listen to Ben Shapiro when he's talking about incidents regarding his religion, because you are going to be able to see the most biased perspective in favor of that side. The same reason you want to go to CNN when they're going to talk about Joe Biden or Kamala Harris. Like, you're not agreeing with everything Officer Tatum says. You're not agreeing with everything that Candace Owens or Fox News or CNN says. But I think it is important to listen to them, just to hear him out. I'm not going to agree with him because I know he's going to have the most pro-police, pro-law enforcement take ever, but I don't really want to have blind spots. I don't believe everything I hear, and I know that I'm going to be wrong because I have blind spots too, but yes, that may be a bad take, but I'll listen to it. You're saying kefiyeh, hijab? I don't think that's a hijab. I honestly feel like this person's wearing like a Slenderman outfit, but yeah, Joshua Maxim, it's discussion. Let's hear it. Dyslexic Batman says, "You're effing with a stallion." Yeah, I really see like this is them messing with a stallion. Let's run that back one more time. Officer Tatum just flooring this guy, no remorse. He's getting in his face. He's all big and bold. He's like at the front of the charge, and it's like he's probably looking up at this large gentleman. Not even that he's that tall, but it's just the idea that he's yoked. He's got grown man strength. He's a football player. He's not playing any games. He's standing his ground in California, which I don't think you can do while wearing, I think these are either Gucci shoes or the Donald Trump gold shoes. Either way, this guy isn't playing around today. told him. The cop really didn't do nothing about it because he's like, hey, stop. And he's like, wait, I'm so big and bold, but when I get assaulted, somebody call the adults. The cops, please help us. I have my Schwinn here or my Rock Rider. Please, somebody save me as we're stealing their tent. We're robbing them. We're using threats of physical force and violence. We're robbing you, but please, we need the police assistance because I'm wearing the garb of what I believe is a tea organization. Get back! He's just barking at him, get back, and they're afraid of him.
Come on, police, get in there. Get in there.
They're telling the police to get in there, but they don't need the police. Actually, they do need the police. They just stole their tent, and they're doing nothing. This is California. This is what it is to be in the universities. We saw this with what were the free Palestine protests and all these different college campuses across the country, but a lot of them in the UCs where they just allowed them to do this stuff. They allowed them to do this stuff. They allowed the two groups to actually fight each other on the campuses and actually like cause harm to each other because they just can't keep the peace in California because they know the local law enforcement can't enforce a law if the mayor is going to air them out to dry. If they go out there and arrest somebody, they get harmed, and then the mayor doesn't want the bad press on them, so they'll throw the cop in jail forever. It's very, very sad. They're shouting, they're screaming. I guess I'll turn off that whatever weird language they have on that song. I don't know what it is, but yeah, they're playing basically rave music as they steal a tent because they're upset at the words that Officer Tatum might say on their campus. So much for freedom of speech on college campuses. Like, they're literally learning nothing. So I like that Tatum went on Fox News to talk about what happened. He floored the guy. It's so funny. They're so scared of him.
Tore down this conservative group's tent before an event at UC Davis. The group says that the demonstrators also ripped down the banners, smashed their foam boards, and tried to...
Isn't it sad? AM says they're worse than mall cops. I've been a security guard too, and I've actually been a security guard at a mall. Not a security guard at a mall. Like, essentially, I was attached to a mall one time. But this is kind of like... They're kind of like the mall cops right now. What's up, Uganda hater? I'm glad to see you here. I'll mod you because you've been modded forever. Yeah, I can add you as a moderator. Yeah, standard moderator. I can add General Kale as a moderator too because I've known you for a while. I feel like I can trust you guys. Keep it out there. You guys see PFF Flyer? Sure. You guys have no responsibilities. You have no responsibilities to moderate the chat, but I'll give you guys some status over here because you've been around forever. But I think that you guys are all three moderators at the other channel as well. I'm not certain, but yes. Officer Tatum, as a civilian, has more power than the actual law enforcement officers at UC Davis. Very, very sad.
Steal a laptop and an iPad from the group.
So they actually robbed them of $5,000 of property, and the cops didn't step in.
Brandon Tatum was a guest speaker at this event. He is a Turning Point USA contributor. He's a former Tucson police officer,
SWAT officer,
who
right?
became very popular on social media because of his conservative law and order views, and he has millions of people who follow him.
Thank you, John.
Brandon Tatum, good to have you with us today, sir. Thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you for having me on.
So the university basically said, look, nobody was hurt. This isn't a big deal. And
they're literally fighting in the background. Look, it's not a big deal. We can have violence on campus as long as... Actually, it's long as nothing. It's like because we're too afraid of bringing in law and order on campus. Very, very bad precedents to start.
We do everything we can to protect free speech on campus. Is that true?
That's the biggest lie and sack of crap that I've ever heard in my life. They could not protect us, and they were not given any real effort to thwart these people who came from God knows where. We don't even know if these were students. They were completely masked. They came and assaulted.
Oh, I bet you a lot of them aren't students. I bet you some of them are. They get caught up and they want to go there. But the most aggressive of them are probably grown adults like me showing up to be antagonists because you've seen it. I forgot what place it was, but it was... Where was it? It was the Koreatown We Spa protest, where they had all the people, oh, there was a transgender person inside the woman's area. They exposed themselves to a person that should have not have been exposed to those body parts. And then there was protests, but then you found out that there was all these people coming from like way different parts of the country to come protest. They weren't actual patrons of that place. They were just antagonists. They were like, oh, they're activists. Oh, what's up, LPG 12338? No super chat button over here. I think I have to be monetized over here. It's fine. You've done more than enough. I'll make you a moderator just so you have a check mark next to your name. You have no responsibilities to do anything, but I'm just trying to help out the people that I recognize from before. So yeah, thanks for hanging out. We appreciate all you guys. Nathaniel McLaughlin says, you will not find a more cowardly and craven group than college administrators. And I believe that. I feel like they become so bloated. Like, what is the count at UCLA? I think it's something absurd where there was like one administrator, meaning like one person that's working behind the scene per like 100 students. Something absurdly high like that. I don't know. I'm guessing. I'm not an educated person. I went to California public school. But this is just... they're allowing this to occur because they're not interested in educating the students. They don't want any free speech. It's just about, hey, let's go ahead and enroll a whole bunch of people, preferably out of state, so we can get as much money as possible, and then let nonsense like this occur.
People, they tore up everything. They stole property. And then they not only did it once, they came back twice. So all the police officers had every identifying marker that these people were going to be violent, and they still didn't do anything. And thank God I was there and others who stood up to them, or we would have all been, getting beat up and injured, when they are supposed to protect us, and we are allowed or should be allowed to have the freedom of speech on campus.
And here's the thing, is Turtle says, why don't they expel people robbing and fighting? I honestly believe it's because most of those people there aren't students. The people that are probably having conversations and shouting at him, they're probably students. These look like college-age kids and just having, peaceful discussion. They may be shouting, they may be angry or using profanity. That's perfectly fine. Freedom of speech. Let's learn about this in an adult scenario on a college campus. But no, the person that was on the bicycle, I imagine that's just an antagonist, an agitator, paid agitator, or just an idiot that has nothing better to do on a sunny Thursday. Like, we have very limited lifespans. It's too short to be going to a campus to yell at somebody that's not going to change their opinion. There's nothing that's going to happen here on the liberal side to yell at Tatum to change his mind. There's nothing that Tatum's going to say that's going to make a lot of these people change their mind. But I mean, here they are risking risking damage to their body or bodily harm because nothing better to do.
Of course. What did you say in the back and forth? And could you tell, were these students, or was this group sent in from somewhere? I know you said that you've spoken a lot of campuses. You've never been part of anything like this before.
Yeah, most campuses, people are peaceful. It clearly was a coordinated group. They were all dressed the same. They had bicycles. They had things to conceal their identity.
Yeah, matching signs, bicycles, umbrellas. They have the kit from the year 2000 Summer of Love. Like, this was something that was paid for and orchestrated by people with experience on this. Like, since year 2020, what did I just say now? Since the year 2000, those kids have come and gone. They should be all like washed and graduated. Even if you're a freshman, likely you're like a junior or senior if you're protesting like that. You should have been graduated and gone from the college campus. So these are people that are returning. I don't think this is organic at all. Kid from Soros, funded by Soros, I imagine you guys are correct.
They came from out of sight. They weren't even on the campus mall where we were at. They came from somewhere else. They came and did their dirt, and then they retreated, never to be seen again. And all of the rest of the students, although some of them were delusional, they still were reasonable, and it did not attack people. So
that's just like how Charlie Kirk has conversations with the people. A lot of the time, like, I have a clip that's ready for the very end of the video. We'll keep it for the end of the video, the end of the live stream. But no, you have these people that don't belong there, that show up, agitate, and then leave trying to silence him they should have followed them. Like the law enforcement, if they saw them coming to a college campus, attacking and robbing people with like black masks and uniforms and tools, why didn't they just see where they went and arrest them there and then get them to snitch out who's been financing this? Like this is ridiculous.
This was a coordinated effort. And the thing that bothers me the most, Martha, is that why did the police officers not do anything?
Been told
It's
not to do
almost
anything.
as if I'm the only cop there. They didn't do anything to stop this. They saw them punch people, and they did nothing.
It must be so frustrating
signs
for you as a former Tucson police officer when you see these other police officers. And as I said in the intro, when I hear that, the guy who's just standing by, he's like, get in there. Aren't you guys going to do a little something to stop these people from destructing this property? We have a list of all these Ivy League schools, government funding being cut. There's word that Brown University is going to lose $500 million.
And they should. All these college campuses that are allowing this to occur, why are my tax dollars funding it if I'm not in the States? Like, it's ridiculous. So these people are protesting and attacking Officer Tatum, but then he's taking them on because he's a large, capable individual. It's probably because they're used to protests like this. Like, these people, actually, they're all wearing that same head garb, and she's actually wearing it as well, but they're used to stuff like this. Let's throw our shoes at a picture of Elon Musk. Like, they have nothing. They have nothing. This is ridiculous. I'm glad I got away from most of the nonsense. Like I said, I moved from LA to a quiet college town, but the college that I'm near has a little bit of the same, but the local law enforcement pretty much extinguishes it pretty quickly. So we got to go ahead and get to the next topic. I mean, I guess let's see what you guys are saying about this. Yeah, the police don't care. They don't care at all about what's happening. Kuya Babe says, what are the chances the protesters are on students? Like 99%. I'm guessing they're 99%. Some of them are paid for. Some of them are just useful idiots that get caught up in something and don't mind doing a small jail bid because they think they're doing the right thing. It's sad. Rebecca Kaplan, yeah, still in California because everybody says, oh, you should have moved to Texas or Florida. I would have liked to, but I have family here and they're like still like school age, so it's like they're not going to uproot them and take them somewhere else. So I'd like to be nearby, especially when I have a job where I can live wherever I want. I don't have to be in LA anymore. I'm like attached to wherever I work, so it's nice to be able to move to a quieter spot, but then also I couldn't go too far. If I can, I'll be able to get like a residence over in like Arizona, Nevada, so I can dodge some sales tax, but I'm also, not sales tax, income tax, but I'm also not a fan of legitimately having to spend over 50% of my life in Arizona or Nevada. Like, maybe if I was like in my low 20s, living in Las Vegas would have been awesome, but I just don't think that I would much benefit from having to live, 6 months and a day out of the year in Nevada. That doesn't sound good to me. There'd be a lot of savings, but I don't know. We'll see. Thanks. Hi, Mofo. What's up, Brandon? And also F-Slap. I'm glad that you guys are here. Yeah, we're at like 325 live viewers on an impromptu live stream. So let's go ahead and get to the next topic, which is a very, very serious topic. I actually wanted to cover this before, but I feel like light, concise, hearted commentary doesn't belong on a story like this, which is just, it's absolutely tragic. It's about the young man that was a football player, but he was on a track, I believe. Austin Metcalf. You can't hear his name in a lot of different places, but what they're saying is that happened is, and I don't have any confirmation yet, but I mean, you hear all these stories where Metcalf's twin brother, so they had the incident is, witnesses say Metcalf was sitting under his school's tent. So you have his school's tent, I believe it's got to be right here because you have all the medical supplies right there. Yeah, he's in the Warriors, so he's sitting underneath this tent. Yes, a high mofo saying there's nothing on the mainstream media. We're going to cover that in a second. There's pretty much media blackout on this right now. But he was sitting under his school's tent. So Anthony came over to them. So this is the it's weird that his name is after a football NBA basketball star, but Anthony comes to their tent. So Metcalf, the victim, tells them to leave. So I guess he comes to his tent. I believe his school's tent is somewhere else. Anthony grabbed his bag and reached inside, telling Metcalf, "Don't touch me and see what happens," according to the police document. No one was aware that Anthony had a weapon. One witness says Metcalf touched Anthony, and another says he grabbed Anthony. So I guess, these are two young males posturing up. He's like, "Hey, get out of our tent." And then he says, "Touch me and see what happens." Then he goes and grabs him, touches him, does something. Anthony immediately pulls out a knife out of the backpack and gets Metcalf in the chest. Anthony flees the scene. Metcalf grabs his chest and told his teammates to get help before he passed away in his twin brother's arms. When Anthony was called by the police, an officer said, "I have the alleged suspect," which Anthony prompted to say, "I'm not alleged, I did it." So, horrific story going on right here. It's tragic, and you don't want to sensationalize, capitalize, monetize, whatever it may be. But we do have to have a discussion on what's happening right here, because what the family and the backlash happening regarding race, because sadly in America, if you have this dynamic, they're going to highlight race in it. I'm not trying to say, "Told you guys," or, "This is why your stereotypes are this or that." There's none of that. We just have to talk about the situation, and also how biased the media is. Like TMZ running this story, where sadly right now you think TMZ is celebrity news, but oftentimes when like a celebrity passes away, I don't believe the story until TMZ says it's true, because I feel like TMZ has never printed a retraction. They have pretty good sources, they're good at what they do, but then when they run stories like this right after, the kid accused of stabbing and killing the other student was a high school track meet. At the high school track meet was provoked. So they're saying he was not the aggressor. I'm sorry, if you bring a blade to a high school track meet, you are prepared to be the aggressor, at least in my opinion. What is that item doing at the school in the first place? And I can't confirm it, but I did see another newscaster saying allegedly he had gotten in trouble for carrying that at school before. But here we are now, because there's stories out there. This is just a Twitter post saying, allegedly, he's an American hero. It's unfortunate the other kid lost his life, but there's a clear case of self-defense, and hopefully this young man can return home safely to his family. Painting him as a victim. Tariq Nasheed. Now, I couldn't find this original post. This was from yesterday, allegedly, but says, "A suspected white supremacist." I mean, if I'm the family, I'm suing him. You're saying that he's calling. Well, I guess if he says a suspected white, you put the modifier in front of it. You gotta sue him. But then I guess it's like they say something. "Oh, I did something. I want to do something in Minecraft," or allegedly this, like just so they get away from lawsuits. But it's like stuff like this needs to stop. So they say they're posting them in hunting gear with ARs, and they're pictured with the twin, because I guess they're trying to counteract the fact that there's other pictures. I guess I don't have it. There's other pictures of him with an AK, or it looks to be an AK. So they're trying to counteract that. They're putting him in a suit. They're putting them in hunter gear, the same way they put him. They showed pictures of him in his football outfit, and they showed a social media picture of him holding what appeared to be an AK, or the other post where he's like flicking off a finger, giving the middle finger to the camera. They're just doing the opposite. But he demanded honor student Anthony give up a seat like the Jim Crow era. That is a giving up his seat in a tent for a school that he didn't go to. This is a stretch. But Carmelo defended himself from the threat. Daniel Penny case set this precedent. So I couldn't find this original tweet, but then I do see that this tweet still exists, saying, "If Kyle Rittenhouse was justified in self-defense, and Daniel Penny was justified in using lethal self-defense, then Carmelo was justified in using defense against alleged bullies who instigated an altercation. Alleged bullies," he said, "get out of the tent. You don't belong here. This is not your school's tent. What are you doing here?" It's the same as Kyle Rittenhouse getting chased around with people carrying Glocks, and then also Daniel Penny detaining a man that said he was going to go. He was, how do I say this, YouTube friendly on a brand new account. He was saying things like, "I'm going to end passengers on this subway," is vastly different than, at no point in time did Daniel Penny take out a knife that he was carrying at a school. Kyle Rittenhouse was being, like, there was actual rounds being set off near them, and he was fleeing the entire time. This is not the same, but again, you just have race baiters doing what they always do. Now, here's the part that I understand the father is going through some horrendous times in his life. Heart goes out to him. And I hate even following it up with the word but. But stuff like this needs to stop. Let's just listen to it.
He died in his brother's arms. They were twins, identical twins. And his brother was holding on to him, trying to make it stop bleeding. And he died in his brother's arms.
Tragic.
And I rushed up there, and I saw him on the gurney. And I could tell. They said he wasn't breathing. I could see all the blood. I saw where the wound was.
Austin, his father shares, was born 2 minutes before his twin brother Hunter, the two inseparable, as you can imagine. Austin is being remembered as an outstanding student at Memorial High, his football team's MVP, and a young man of faith. His father grappling with loss and forgiveness.
So obviously he's gonna, you're going through grief like this. I don't expect anybody to have the most clear of mind when they're making statements, but I just don't agree with this.
I'm not trying to judge, but what kind of parents did this child have? What was he taught? He brought a knife to a track meet, and he murdered my son by stabbing him in the heart. The guy was in the wrong place. They asked him to move, and he bowed up. This is murder.
Yes.
I don't know. I know they have someone in custody.
Yeah, we do.
And you know what? I already forgive this person.
Already?
Already. God takes care of things. God's going to take care of me. God's going to take care of my family. He died in his...
I don't agree with that. That's actually the wrong clip, because the clip I was trying to find, it's this right here. I understand he's trying to be a strong Christian. That wasn't the clip I was talking about. It's this right here.
I want to clarify something right off the start, because I've already heard some rumors.
He's doing a press tour. He's literally doing a press tour, talking to all these outlets, trying to get his message across.
Gossip. This was not a race thing, and this is not a political thing.
No, it was not. Not a race or a political thing. Don't need to interject it.
Please do not comment if you do not know what happened. Do not turn this into a racial thing. It was not. Do not politicize this.
Don't comment, don't politicize, all that stuff. It's already being brought into it, but he's trying to make certain that we don't talk about it in a certain light.
It's not. This is a human being thing. This person made a bad choice.
It honestly kind of feels like he's running press coverage for the person that committed a horrendous act towards his family. I honestly feel like many people would have no problem going out there saying, "Oh, I want capital punishment. I want the fullest extent of the law. Make certain this person never sees the light of day, and also whatever the maximum is in Texas. I think Texas, they still have capital punishment. Let me know, chat, if they still have capital punishment. But most family members would want that. I don't know if religion is anything into place, but you would wonder if there wasn't a racial component to this, would you have no problem saying, "Hey, political, whatever, racial, whatever it is," it's just like, no. We just want justice. But he has to say things like this.
And it affected both his family and my family forever. I want to clarify.
It's sad because here we have another one. It's another one. It's almost like there's a script.
It's very unfortunate that this other child decided to make a bad choice that's going to affect him for the rest of his life.
It's very unfortunate. Like, it sounds like me when I'm on YouTube, and I don't, you know, I want to say, and it's not like I'm like going crazy tirades and being angry and stuff, but I would like to say, hey, exactly what happened. He took this. Is my little mini. He took, you know, this item and took out the like. I would like to graphically explain what happened so it resonates deeper, like you know, being realistic. I have to self-censor. I'm on here, but it seems like he's trying to self-censor, but why would you? And it's almost like this is what the defense attorney would say on his behalf. Like this is what the kid's defense attorney would say.
Decide to make a bad choice that's going to affect him for the rest of his life.
It's going to impact him. How this guy murdered his son. How is it going to impact the murderer? I hate everything about that. Someone talked about it. Dustin says, yes, Decoy, I forget the document name they send to families of national interest crime, especially involving race, because this is not the first time I've seen this. I've seen it with, chat, let me know. There was another one where the family seemed to do like a press tour saying, stop making this racial. It's not racial. And it's like, why do they need to go on all the different networks to try to control the narrative like that? Just let the family and the parents grieve. They don't even have to be on TV at all. It's like someone's telling them to. Yep. Same quote. He made a bad choice.
I have compassion for every human being. This is not, I want to make this very clear. This is not a race issue. This is not a black and white issue.
It's not.
I don't want someone stepping up on a soapbox trying to politicize this. I don't appreciate some of the remarks I've seen online that people say there was this fight and they don't know. They weren't there.
I don't think he was there either, but obviously he knows more than us. And I get it. There are going to be racists. They take this story and they run with it. They're going to be in, statistics or this percent doing percent things or whatever. They're going to be people saying disgusting things. I get it. And you don't want to have your family's tragedy used as some, for a reason for people to become more racist. You don't want that. But obviously, he said that at the end of it. He has those clips, but he also has the coverage for the guy. I just think this is disgusting. So, obviously, the mother and the twin, so I don't know if they're together. I don't want to draw too many conclusions, but the mother and the twin brother, they seem to have different opinions on this.
I heard your husband say within...
Oh, yeah, they're still together. They're married.
...hours of this, that he forgave this other young man.
Within hours.
That he forgave this other young man. And he got there so quickly. And I honestly don't know that I could. And I just want to see, and I don't know if there's a right or a wrong place to be, especially as quickly as this has happened. Megan, how do you feel on that front today?
I am not like their dad. I am so angry at that boy.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm sure that verbiage is going to be used against her. Very sad. That's what it is. Like I said, I don't think that they meant to say that in that phrasing, but they're going through grief. Like their son, he had his entire life ahead of him, seemed like a good kid, and now it's forever going to be tarnished. It's sad.
It's just not fair. That's all I have.
I understand.
I'd like to say is it's forgave, not forgotten, but I'm not at that point yet to forgive that kid for what he did to my brother. Because, 17 years, my best friend just there and didn't blink of an eye. I lost him. So I'm not at that point.
I heard your husband.
I don't think they'll ever be at that point. Maybe they are very, very good Christians, and the Bible tells them to forgive no matter what. Maybe they'll get there, but yeah, it's bad. And the thing is, like, he literally is a boy. He's not an adult. He's a boy. They're all boys in this. No boys will be boys scenario. But I just know that since people are grasping at straws, saying this is like the Jim Crow era, and he was asking for his seat, they're gonna use that against him too. So we're seeing stuff like this where you have GoFundMe's raising like hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is from the local pizzeria that the boys worked at. So yeah, Megan and the boys worked at. They're the kids, the twins. They worked at, so they're raising money. Looks like they're getting a lot of money. Like, wow, look at these donations, like $1,500 from Anonymous. This story is really resonating with people that have access to it. But then you see this where you have GoFundMe. The father opened up a GoFundMe and has over $230,000 with, you know, anonymous donors donating $3,000. Very, very tragic. But hopefully the money is being used either the son's, like, not I don't want to say like favorite charity, but like, you know, a portion of the community that the son would want it to go to, but also the harshest prosecution possible for the kid that did this. But I just don't know if it'll come from this particular GoFundMe. Like, what are they saying they wanted? He's a leader of men. What is this for? Taking his game. That is raising money. So what is the money going to? I don't know. I have no idea what this was. So yeah, they're raising money, but the craziest part about this story right now, they're also raising money for the guy that allegedly stabbed him. Or I guess he confirmed it. He's like, oh, I'm not the alleged person. I did it. This one apparently has $16,000. And there's 12 different ones out there. 13,720. But who are these people? T. Mathis, Kevin Judas, Dolores Martin. Like, are they the person? Somebody named LaDarren Trump? What are these things called? Deborah White, Ray Jem, Josh Willits. Like, all these people stand with Carmelo for a fair trial. He's going to get a fair trial. Justice for Carmelo. Help his family. Stand with Carmelo. Fight for justice. Justice for Carmelo. A life worth fighting for. I beg to disagree. A student's fight. What is it? In the UK, the guy that did a horrendous thing, I think he stabbed a whole bunch of kids and they called him a gifted schoolboy. Like, it is insane the framing they use here. Help the family with their fees and bills. Donate now. Yeah, just stand with Carmelo. Donate now. Here's the money. Your help needed. Please donate. Who are you, T. Mathis? Who are you? Like, why do you need the money? Justice for him. Legal Defense Fund. Support. Like, I mean, there can't be this many people attached to the family. How many attorneys does he have right now? I don't believe this. I don't buy this right now. It's the same thing with the Georgia dad that apparently left his kids at the McDonald's for hours on end, and they said, "Oh, I was at I got arrested, but I was just at a job interview," and then all these people donated to the GoFundMe, and then it was later discovered he wasn't like at a job interview or waiting for a callback. He was apparently delivering a backpack to an apartment complex. His kids weren't at a McDonald's because he felt safe at the McDonald's there because he was at a job interview and waiting for a callback. No. This wasn't the Pursuit of Happiness GoFundMe that Antonio Brown made for him. This was apparently delivering a backpack to an apartment complex. Come to your own conclusions. I don't know what that possibly could be. But no, they're just taking the story. Facebook group with apparently 7,000 members. Justice for him. He's a victim of whites. They are really trying to take this story everywhere. And imagine that you only heard this story from Facebook. You just came on Facebook, found out the first part of the story you heard was he's a victim of this supremacy. Because remember, there was that one incident that occurred back in 2021, possibly, where it was the guy that he allegedly was, what they say, he was breaking up a fight between two women. He was breaking up a fight between two women, and then they called the police, and then the police shot him in the back. Horrific. You heard the story just like here. This guy's just a victim. I should donate all the money. I should try to stand for justice. It sounds terrible. But in reality, I think there was a restraining order against the guy. I forget his name right now. What was the chat saying? What was the guy's name? Okay, the chat will say in a second. But he showed up. He had R'd the girl, his ex, and then was trying to kidnap the kids. He was placing them into a vehicle, or maybe he already placed them in a vehicle. The cops tried to detain him. I believe he threw one of the cops to the ground and was trying to retrieve a knife that was in the car as he was trying to take the kids that aren't in his custody, and the cop unfortunately unloaded rounds into his back. Bad scenario, but what else could they have done? So you had all these people. I think Kamala Harris went to him inside the hospital and said, "I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you." Like, it's like, wait. I'm proud of you for for R-ing your ex and for what was it? He digitally R'd his ex and then was trying to take the kids. There you go. Yeah, thank you, Miles. I think that's who you're talking about, Blake. Yep, I think it's him. What are we doing here, guys? Like, you can't stand up for a person like that. They're scum. They're a terrible person. But if you don't hear the information from the actual like police report, body worn cameras, you can just think, hey, he was breaking up a fight and some racist cop came out and just unloaded rounds into his back. Like, that's how these people get these stories. So when you see Facebook groups like this, 7,000 people hear it, but then also they don't hear it from the mainstream media. Apparently, as of, what was this? April 3rd, when was the story on? I don't have the original date. But as April 3rd, MSNBC, CNN, New York Times, The Atlantic, nobody's talking about this. Sad. Very, very sad, because especially if you go on Reddit, you can't talk about it. You just have the story, hey, Texas high school football star fatally stabbed at track meet. No mention of race. The race actually isn't even in the thumbnail. It's from the New York Post. Let's talk about it on r/news. Every single time it's anybody else ending somebody's life at a school, this is newsworthy. But no, moderators don't want the story. They don't want you to hear about it. It's too inconvenient to the narrative. I'm disgusted by all this. Thanks. Aha, you got one of these arcade machines. They're terrible. They suck. People always ask me about these. They're on Amazon. They're like very cheap. I don't recommend them. Like, you can't even really play. You can't really play on them. Like, I guess we could. Could I start? Like, this game sucks. It's the controllers don't work. The sound is terrible. It's bad. I don't recommend this thing. I think it's just kind of cool to have some motion in the background. Like, I have a couple other things that are there. I had a thing for the little toys that I have on my desk that like sits them and they float in the air and they're supposed to spin around, but then from the camera angle, it just looks like they're on a lazy Susan spinning around. So I try to have some motion in the background just to spice things up, because I'm not as animated as other live streamers. But yes, is chat blocking the machine? No, chat isn't blocking the machine. The screen is blocking the machine right now. But yeah, Temu, enjoy her background on Flipper. Like, yeah. Whenever you on Amazon, I feel like right now, whenever you buy cheap merchandise, you're really buying cheap merchandise that was sent in or imported by somebody from like Temu or AliExpress, and they're just reselling it. But I mean, I may not like Jeff Bezos, but I like same day shipping. I like being able to go on social media and seeing like one of those people, one of like those doctors Joe Rogan follows on Instagram, says things like does your back hurt? It's because you're low on this supplement. So go ahead and take this supplement. And I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and try that supplement, because I feel like Joe Rogan trusts the guy. I trust the guy. And then I end up buying something on Amazon, and then creepily, because maybe I live by one of those facilities, but creepily, I can order something on Amazon and get it within hours. Scary stuff. If you guys haven't already subscribed or follow me over on Instagram, apparently it helps you if you have more followers over there. So if you're on Instagram, follow me there. I'm gonna do some background stuff. Thank you, Messed Up Samurai, saying this stream's awesome. You're killing it, bro. Yeah, we have 400 live stream viewers, and that's pretty good for a brand new channel. I'm glad that you guys have all come over here. Like, I feel like there's no new people here, but I'm glad you guys are hanging out, because we're doing. Yeah, what are you guys talking about? A Tim Pool man? No, I need to be wearing the tinfoil beanie. Where's my tinfoil beanie? I don't know where my tinfoil beanie is, but yeah. If I was Tim Pool, we'd be live streaming to like 20,000 people live right now. So, Multiracial Lion says, any plans to go back on Timcast? That was a great episode. I appreciate that. I really appreciate the Timcast team. Serge for getting me on the show. And everybody there is just super friendly and nice and very professional. Like, I really appreciated my time on Timcast. Oh yeah, I liked meeting Tim. What is it? I like meeting Tim. Phil That Remains, I didn't realize he's like this heavy metal superstar, so it was cool to meet him as just like a regular guy I mean, thinking he's like a regular guy, having a conversation with him where I'm like, oh yeah, he's just a new super nice guy, and then finding out later, oh no, he's like a rock star, he's a superstar, and realizing, oh, that's cool that he's like has all this status and all these adoring fans, but he's still super down to earth and chill. And I like meeting Ian. I felt terrible. I kept on not calling him to his face, but later on I kept on calling him Luke because I thought he was Luke. He's not Luke. We were changed. He's Ian Crossland. I know he's Ian Crossland. I talked to him, but yeah, I messed it up on the background. And then yeah, the skate park over there is pretty awesome. I really wanted to play with the puppets, but I didn't know. I didn't know what you could do. But yeah, it was a very cool thing to do. I'm not the best traveler. I feel like it kind of put me off my my game, like me traveling and being alone for a long period of time, flying. I don't like flying at all. But possibly in the future, I'll be the first to say my appearance on there. Like, I feel like my personal performance wasn't the greatest. Here I am sitting for almost an hour. This live stream was supposed to be like 20 minutes, but here I am for almost an hour, nonstop talking to you guys, very animated, but put me in a strange room where I've never met anybody before on a camera in front of like 20,000 people, and I pretty much just clammed up. I was just sitting there in my corner like, when do I speak? I don't want to talk over any of these people, but yeah. This guy saying, have you heard of that new Reddit alternative from another big Korean American YouTuber, Matt Kim? I have not heard it. Graphene Decoy. That's what I should have named this channel. Not Decaf Decoy, Graphene Decoy, but it is too late now. I've already done all my promos. I'm gonna stop promoting Decaf Decoy from the main channel now. It's just gonna be try to stand up on its 2 feet. So one last topic over here because I think that we need to address it. Bill Burr, comedian that I once upon a time thought was hilarious. And oddly enough, when where is Bill Burr from? I guess I should look it up real quick. Where is Bill Burr from? Where did Bill Burr grow up? A Boston suburb. So I'm not from Boston. Like, they have a very, very particular way of speaking. I remember when I was like playing Xbox Live as a kid, and people were like, oh my god, it sounds like Bill Burr. And I'm like, there's nothing like that. Two different places, two drastically different places, but apparently to the untrained ear, they didn't know the difference. But yeah, I liked him. People thought I sounded like him. The Boston accent is just not me. But yes, you have Bill Burr over here on one of the biggest fall offs ever.
Tell us about your reaction to Luigi Mangione. I was reading up, that.
Okay, what is your reaction to Luigi? You seem to have a lot to say about it, right?
Perhaps you've been supportive of what he did. What is your take on that?
If you were reading up, I don't think you read up on it. Because I said what I felt about it, and I said what a lot of people said.
Some people took it that way. So could you clarify what you think?
No, I'm not going to just have some controversial moment so you can get clicks. I'm not doing that.
I'm not going to have a controversial moment to get clicks. I'm not going to extrapolate all my thoughts. I'm just going to, brush. I'm going to get angry at you for bringing it up. Because let's be clear. Like, before we do that, you have him on Jimmy Kimmel, where he controls the conversation. I imagine they do prep work before it. They already have a script. Not a script necessarily, but they have like bullet points. They know he's not going to get bad pushback from Jimmy Kimmel because he's his guest. How much of this can I play before they try to take this video down?
I love how all the chatter out there is about bands of illegal immigrants and homeless people lighting fires. They light fires every day. They're living outside. They're cold.
They're not cold. No. F everything about this guy. I lived in LA for a very long period of time. The homeless people weren't setting fires because they were cold. They're setting fires, one, because they would burst into the light poles and try to charge their phones and their meth-addled minds. Oh, let me just open up this light post and try to get the electricity and start a fire and burn down the entire blocks around where I live. And also, when I lived in Koreatown, they would burn each other down in their tents. Like, this is just them attacking each other. He's trying to paint it as of poor them. They're huddled around a fire because they're trying to keep warm. It's like, no. You have no idea what it is to live in these communities. You have no idea to have a job that makes you interact with these people on a daily basis where you don't see them on their greatest days. He's trying to paint them as some sort of sainthood because they're down on their luck, but he's such an idiot. Okay.
This theory that some homeless guy without a car went from Altadena all the way to the Pacific Palisades, and that we have a hang glider.
No, they're talking about multiple of them committing crimes, and because people in LA like you try to say, oh no, they're just staying warm so we can't arrest them. When they start a fire outside of a business or they burn down an entire block near where I live, you can't arrest them because they're just trying to stay warm. It's like, because people like you are the reason why you can have so many wildfires break out across the entire area of the greater Los Angeles part of the country, starting these fires at the same time, simultaneously, and they wonder, how come they're just able to get away with this? It's because idiots like this.
You know, and they're talking about...
As he's wearing, what is it? Is that like the gold Rolex Daytona? If I'm not mistaken, that's like a $30,000 watch. Sitting here in his high horse on his ivory tower saying, they're just staying warm. So when your house burns down because nobody was arresting them, guys, they're just trying to stay warm.
But CNN and Fox News are not going to bring up the insurance companies that are just going to keep everybody's premiums and still give themselves a bonus.
Because their premiums are going to get higher because there's more fire hazard, because your governor that you keep on supporting, that's a nice way to put it, that the governor keeps on supporting is not doing anything about wildfire prevention, and law enforcement isn't able to detain the people that just create or start fires whenever they feel like it because there's no punishment. Like, they're mentally not there. They need to be in jail.
Yes! Free Luigi!
Oh, this happened. Do you guys know that there was another place in, where was it? It was in a Walgreens. A guy that was against the pharmaceutical company took out his pew, shot the security camera, then took out the person that worked there. I believe it's like an hourly worker at a Walgreens died because they want to be the next person that Bill Burr and Jimmy Kimmel laugh about. And this wasn't the only time he said something about this.
Yeah, they brought it back a couple of times, and they went...
Talking about sneakers. I like sneakers. But he's talking about sneakers, and he's got to interject this.
with cheaper leather.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because some corporate cunt had to give himself a fucking bonus check at the end of the year. What if we made it...
What are you talking about? Aren't you guys always pushing these companies to become more green? Like, whenever I look at something Nike related, like, I don't like Nike the company, but I bought a whole bunch of Dodger gear because of Ohtani, Edman, Betts, and Hassan Kim. I'm like, I'm giving Nike all my money, but I mean, this is like the greatest Dodger. This is like the greatest Dodger team we've seen in such a long time right now. But no, they're trying to push them to go green, move to zero. So they're using all these alternative materials. And now you're saying, oh, it's because they're greedy. It's because they, no. How about you not talk about the materials getting cheaper? How about you talk about not literally, but many of these items in the background of this scene right here were made by slave labor. Talk about that. Or does that go against your narrative, you idiot?
worse, but made it look the same?
Yeah.
Then could our pools be bigger?
Not
Free
okay.
Luigi!
Keeps on saying it as if this is funny. It's like, this is the most uncomfortable thing. I think Tim Pool had the greatest take on this, where he said, Bill Burr is, amongst all these liberals, he's about as rich as the CEO of that healthcare company. And he's trying to figure out, how do I not become the next target of, like, eat the rich? So he keeps on saying stuff like this, but then it came back to bite him. What is this? Oh, somebody said, where is it? Oh, you're Yankees? I mean, Yankees, they're having a rough go, guys. Sorry. Someone said their brother announces for the Dodgers. Yeah, your brother announces for the Dodgers. Get me out there to throw the first pitch, please. But no, we're back to Bill Burr right now.
I mean, I'm here for Conan. I'm not doing all
I'm here to not have unscripted conversations where I can just say free him, and everybody's gonna love it. I'm afraid of you making a clickbait article or like clipping this and making me look bad because I have no idea how to stand on my alleged values.
What are you going to bring up next? The Middle East? I went to summer school 3 out of 4 years in high school. I'm not qualified to talk about this.
Yeah, you're not qualified to talk about any of that stuff, so why you keep on saying it, you fucking idiot?
What do you think about global warming?
You said about Elon that he was ruining Earth, I saw on The View. You're critical of him. What do you think of all the boycotts, like even the violence?
I don't watch the news. I don't watch the news, but I have an opinion about Elon Musk. He calls him a loser all the time, and it's sad because you have Maze Moore over here saying pretty much Bill Burr became everything he hated.
He is the reference. Anytime you want to say somebody's evil, you just say he is the next Hitler. Donald Trump, he's the next Hitler.
Yep.
It's always he's the next Hitler. He died like, what, 75 fucking years ago? Nothing quiets a room like dropping the H-bomb. This guy sieg-heiled twice. Veterans that people in the armed services that died trying to stop Hitler. And then this guy comes in, you know, and does that while being an immigrant too, which is kind of the whole thing. Just none of it like tracks how you can be the support the troops, you know, America, love it or leave it. And then this guy comes in and gives a shout out to Hitler.
Everything he despised before, but that's just what happens. Like it happens a little bit with like YouTubers, I think, but more so you see it happen a lot with comedians, because they create their material based on relating to their audience and knowing how it is to be like a struggling actor or working being a waitress at a restaurant or whatever it may be. Like we work at the same places, so we understand each other. We see eye to eye. And then they become multi-millionaires. They're adored by fans. They got like 10 million followers on Instagram. Like, they don't know what it is to be the day-to-day person anymore. So they say all these deranged things and then wonder why people say they fell off. And it's sad. Well, I think it's also that, and musicians. They just become too big, and then all of a sudden they're not relatable anymore. Yeah, people are blaming that he married a woman that's very, very liberal. I don't really know anything about that. But it's sad. It is what it is. Yeah, he's a shill now. He's a shill. He does everything the leftist narrative tells him to, and he will happily do so. Which, again, you had Bill Burr there, aligning himself with everything that they say on the left, and saying, hey, extrapolate on it. We're at an interview on a red carpet event. Tell us more about why you want Luigi to be free. And he's like, oh, I'm not here to say that. Why don't you talk to the news agencies? I attended summer school and don't watch the news. And it's like, yeah, because they have nothing behind the things they say. They're just NPC talking points. And this last video we have here is James Klug? I don't know how to say that. But yeah, James K out here talking to a leftist. And it's sad how you see this happen a lot. They have very, very strong values, or he even has a little bar up there where it's like, hey, it's it's definitely not happening, then it is happening, and it's a good thing. Like, it's crazy.
They're not doing surgeries on
all
kids
the studies
who
we
are
have
under
into
18.
this.
You can't.
Yes,
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not. There is no doctor.
It's not happening.
The law. There's no doctor in the United States who will give you who will do an irreversible surgery under the age of 18. That's just not true.
Chloe Cole is across the street. She had her breast cut off at 15. Do you want to come talk to her?
Mastectomy is that's
you want to come talk to her?
Was it for cancer or was it for
gender?
That's not true.
Come talk to her.
That's not true. That's not true. I refuse to hear it because we know it's happening everywhere. That's why you have all these kids. They're not kids now. They're adults trying to sue these hospitals for doing operations on them when they were kids because they're regretting it later on. This is a major problem.
No.
I've got video from Kaiser Permanente in Oakland, California, where the doctor is admitting that the youngest patient they've cut the breasts off of is 12 years old. It's on video, my friend.
I'm willing to bet you right now that that's an edited video where the doctor was talking about how the person had cancer, breast cancer, and how to cut it off.
He's already set in his ways. He knows what he knows. You can't tell him otherwise because then he might have to change his mind.
Cut it off.
All right, so this is a video by Boston Children's Hospital.
For top surgery, you are requested, but not required, to have been on gender-affirming hormones for at least a year. Many surgical centers require you to be 18 for top surgeries. We'll see people as young as age 15 if they've been affirmed in their gender for a long period of time and don't really.
So what are your thoughts about that?
That's fine to me.
Well, you said it's not happening, so it is.
It's fine to me. It's fine to me. It's fine to me. He's very stern, saying, "Hey, if that was something that's occurring, that's stuff that at first it's not occurring, but you know what? It's okay."
Okay, so we're gonna acknowledge that.
Yeah, I was incorrect about that for sure.
What else
I was
do you think you might be
incorrect.
incorrect about?
Well, I'm sure plenty of things.
You were very confident about that 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, and like any reasonable person, I can say
So
when
now
I was
do you
wrong.
believe that they cut off the breast of a 12-year-old at Kaiser Permanente, or do I need to show you that video too?
Were they affirming to their chosen gender for a long time, the way they said they have to be in that video?
Oh, they
It's
don't have
happening,
to.
but
They
it's not that
request
bad.
it.
That's as long as they have been.
No, in fact, you can get these letters of approval for surgery over the phone. There was a Pride Festival in Madison, Wisconsin a few weeks ago. Someone set up a tent with a sandwich board saying trans or non-binary, free letters of recommendation for surgery. You could just walk up to the tent, get your letter for surgery that you need. Do you think that's the level of safeguarding we need for a lot of these kids who are struggling with other mental health comorbidities?
If they want to transition, then yeah.
Okay, so,
It's happening and it's good.
So a second ago, it wasn't happening.
I shouldn't be laughing. This is horrendous that this is happening. But here's what this breaks down. Like the same thing with Bill Burr, the same thing with most of these NPCs out there, where they don't actually have values. He's trying to give you his reasoning as to why this is okay because something does not occur. And as soon as you prove them that the reasoning that validates their point of view is wrong and they've been misled and it actually is occurring that way, then they just shift it and say, okay, well, I can goalpost move and believe the next thing because that it wasn't about me actually having virtues and values or anything like that. It was just I align myself with leftist beliefs. I subscribe to the Democrat agenda. Nothing will change my mind, which is a very scary thing to think that they just own them. Like they just own them. They own their opinions. They own their values, not based on morals and ethics. It's just because I believe I'm on the right side. It's sad. Andrew Pollack says, hello, decaffers. I feel like we have to have a better phrase for this. Like, not duckers. I guess you guys can still be duckers, but I mean, what is it? We started this with 8.18 people on this channel. 8.54. I wonder if there's that many people found it from the old channel or this channel, because you definitely won't click on this thumbnail. I need to figure out what a live stream thumbnail looks like, because that is not it. I guess the chat right now. The chat should tell me what should the thumbnail should be, because I saw people, if you go to live streams right now, you go to the home page and you go to, what? Trending live. Other live stream thumbnails. Oh, you got that guy Cory Booker. He's talking again. Like an idiot. Why does that guy always look like he's been awake for like, what? He's always been awake for like 12 days. He literally looks like that guy, Wooly Willy, but then just drawn the eyebrows higher and higher. You say the thumbnail is fine. You clicked it. Pog face with red arrows. What's pog face? Oh, you clicked it. Clickbait, it should be clickbait. I mean, using my face in the thumbnails of this channel, I think, is going to be the change. Like, my face will be on everything, so you know what you're getting. The other one's just like concise sort of commentary, mainly focusing on the videos that I'm doing. Please don't clickbait. Please don't clickbait. I hate that. I mean, what would I do? Would I just put like girls with like their boobs out, and then you like they're not in the thumbnail? Like, I'm not gonna do that. Yeah. See, this looks like clickbait to me. Like, what is? It's a singer. She's a pop star. Forget her name. Whatever. But yeah, this even seems like clickbait, because I'm sure if you click this one, it's not gonna be like the thumbnail is these 5 guys. So if you click this video, are these 5 guys gonna be there? Oh shit! I lied. It wasn't clickbait, guys. All 5 guys are there. See, live now with Fox. I don't think that's a good way to do it, but I guess they have 1 million views. Sabrina Carpenter, thank you. That's her. Okay, thanks. This is the first live stream you caught of me. I mean, this is the first live stream on this channel, but we're starting over. We what was it? On the other channel, what is my subscriber count at? 766,000, but I'll average like 2,000 live viewers at a time, up to like 5,000. But with Decaf Decoy, we're at 8,000, and we got, what is it, 500 people? So not far off. Not far off. Mike says, I'm only here because of the boobs in the thumbnail. Like, I mean, Tatum's? It's messed up, bro. Let's see. What else we got here? Wow, everybody has Sabrina Carpenter in the thumbnail. Like, why? What? What is going on, guys? Is this what... Well, nobody's watching these live streams, so then what would I do to have a... What does a successful live stream look like? Because I've never seen Asmongold or Penguin Zero or Moist Critical's thumbnail. What do they look like? Casper says, I just brought it up. Asmongold does some pretty good clickbait, in my opinion. Pick up the topic, showing his general reaction. Yeah, I don't know how many times I could do this, though. I love Asmongold. I like that he does my channel all the time, but I don't know how many times in a thumbnail you can see me doing this. Guess it's just not me. Maybe I also would have 4 million subscribers if every single time you saw a video, I'm doing this in the corner. I don't know.
Chinese got to live now gaming list. I don't know, just their face. Okay. Let's Asmongold always said something is cooked. Maybe I should. So here's the thing. Let's see. Poll. Would you watch gaming? Because I'm very curious at that. I'm very curious at this. Would you watch me game? Because I feel like that's kind of a cool thing that they do. Where I'm not even the biggest video gamer, but I do play a bit of Fortnite now. Don't ask me why. But it's just the idea that you can hang out, we can play video games, we can chill. Oh yeah, maybe Sunshine's here. I didn't even see that they were here. Was she there? I will king. There she is. Wow, cool. Thanks for being here. Late notice, but I'll make you the moderator. I'll make you the managing moderator, so you can manage the block words, change chat modes in live, and also have capabilities of a standard moderator. I feel like you can make moderators too, but the super mod is back. Thanks for hanging out. Politics, now no gaming. Yu-Gi-Oh, no gaming. Do Dungeons and Dragons. You play old PC games? I will play XCOM all day. Fortnite is fun. That's the thing. Is like you think of Fortnite as like the building and it's all like juvenile and all the skins, but I'm not. I have brought so much shame on you guys. I bought my nephew and niece a PlayStation 5, and I was like, okay, I'll play some Fortnite. I'll just bought it for them. They started playing Fortnite. It looked kind of fun, so I was like, okay, I'll learn Fortnite. Started playing it myself, having lots of fun, and I was like, oh, I can play as this cat. Cool, I'll play as the cat. And then I saw what was it? John Wick. And then I bought Vegeta, and then I bought so many Fortnite skins, it's not even funny. But yeah, okay, you saw me on Grass Lou's streams. Yeah, he's kind of cool. He's playing GoldenEye mods. Can't figure out how to do them. No gaming, unlike your brain. But here's the thing is, we could play the games and just have regular chats. Like I was watching Charlie Moist Critical playing that game where it's a video game where you're like cooking up some substances and selling it. It's kind of funny, and I'm like, but when you're hanging out and having discussions about regular stuff, I kind of feel like that'd be a cool thing to do, but I don't know if you guys would even want to watch it. Oh, yeah, what do you think about the discovery of the pyramids? Oh, yeah, pyramids are something insanely... It's not what we thought they were. I think aliens made them. I think they're like power sources. I think everything we know about the past is not true. I unironically believe Alex Jones and the idea that, what is it? Watch my channel get deleted because of this. I unironically believe that Alex Jones is right in the idea that we are consciousness, like humans are an antenna for consciousness at a different level that gets beamed into us, and that's how you can tell when someone passes away. They look different. You know, their heart stops. They're not there, but something goes away. And then also the pyramids were not built by us. They were built by aliens. They were like harnessing something. Like I go down the deep end on tinfoil hat theory stuff. Where is my... Here we go. Had to bust it out, guys. So if I'm gonna talk about the, oh my god, my hair. I look like that guy Dash from The Incredibles. That's what I look like right now. But yes, tinfoil beanies on. I believe everything Alex Jones says about consciousness. Voice of the People says, there's a game like Among Us. You play Geese. It has proximity chat to it. You can only hear people when you're close to them. That'd be kind of cool to play games with people. I remember Mally Mouse does really good, like, political commentary some days, and then she did, like, gaming other days. But a lot of the gaming she did it with the chat. I couldn't figure out how to even get in the video game. I'm very Asian, but not technologically savvy Asian. Yeah, is this the thumbnail? Probably, guys. Sebastian says, Alex Jones says so much stuff, he's bound to be right at some point. You have an InfoWars face mask. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Like, you just keep on predicting things. Guys, here. Clip this, guys. The stock market tomorrow is going to crash 20 points. Guys, the stock market's going to crash tomorrow 15 points. Guys, the stock market is going to crash tomorrow 10 points. And then just clip that and be like, oh my god, Decoy Voice was right. Oh my... Guys, the stock market's going to blow up like never seen before. Use one of those clips I predicted it all. No one's gonna repost the time that I didn't get it right. Yeah, and the thing is, maybe Sunshine says, you're not into gaming. Not everybody would. I think that I saw Asmongold or Moist Critical. I think it was Moist Critical. He had done a video about Johnny Somali being arrested, but by the time I clicked it, it was him playing a video game. And I'm like, okay, I can rewind and watch when he was talking about the news, but then the people that still hung out, it's like the true fans, they still wanted to watch everything else they were doing. So I kind of feel like maybe I'll try gaming. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, thanks for hanging out as long as you did. I mean, it'll take us a while to get to those 2,000 live stream viewers or even higher. Probably take us even longer to get monetized. But again, I'm not here to show you guys a whole bunch of ads or here to take more money because you guys have been channel members for so long on the other channel. I'm just here to do live streams again. I like connecting with you guys. And I think it would be kind of cool that the videos coming up now, like if you watch these 2 videos, they're just me talking for 21 minutes and 21 minutes again. Like, how did I do that? I didn't mean to do that. These should have been like 10-minute clips each, but I'm here to just have conversations with you guys so we can have some chat interaction. And now thinking back on this live stream, we covered those 3 stories and I barely talked to you guys. So we need to do that more. More samurai hair. I mean, I'd say more samurai hair, but then like I had a man bun at one point in time. You can go back and look. My hairline is not doing good. Like you can see some scalp, guys. It's not looking good. Not looking good, guys. So I'd do more samurai hair, but the more tension I have here, the more it's gonna pull out. Like I feel like even right now, a hairline is not looking the greatest. I don't have the best side profile. Like, I guess the beard's doing a lot of work here, but side profile, no good, guys. So, you love the longer videos. One of the only ones you watch all the way. I kind of feel like Decap Decoy should have been more chill, more hanging out. I had a coffee before as I did this one. Maybe it could be more podcast style. No, maybe it could be more podcast style. We'll figure it out. So thanks for hanging out as long as you have. I will see you guys in the next one. Make sure to have notifications on so you know when we go live, because I don't have a schedule quite yet, but we'll figure it out. Thanks for hanging out, but I will see you again. For now, duck off.